feel, 'cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel, 'cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, 'cause I know that it's something real. Gonna
Hey everybody, how are you guys? However, is everybody tonight? I had you in preview mode there for a minute. I was trying to bring in Tamara's pictures, but I'll do those in a little bit. We'll pull them in. Let's say hi to everybody. Tamara's here and Deirdre, yay. I just saw Angie was on Artapalooza, and so was Janice and Julie E. and Nathan and KP. That must have been Karen Peabody and Tish, I think. Yeah, it was great. Close to me, I'm D. D, she's D. And there's Maria. Hello, Maria. Yes, fun. So, hi, Gloria. It's good to have everybody here. It's nice. It is a kind of a gray evening. Yeah, and I pulled in a different light, an additional light. I'm not so sure what it does or if anything, but I felt like there it is, looking a little bit peaked there. I just needed some additional light on these gray days when I still want to keep the window shade open. It's just me. I just want to do that. And Bob has been gone all day. Not to say that I don't love having him around, but sometimes it's nice to have a day. He is off. Went to Edmonds to his buddy Pat Kelly's house, and one of the guys was picking up Jeffrey and bringing him down. They were doing their I have a group called the Scotch and Vinyl. Even though Bob doesn't drink anymore, he does his is soda and vinyl, but they listen to records. The other guys drink scotch. And anyway, it's been, Jeffrey's been out of the hospital and was home and back again. And so he wanted everybody to get together. And so they were having a hootenanny get-together day during the middle of the week, which was perfectly fun. And he just texted a while back and said that he was catching the 6:15 ferry out of Edmonds, which means he's on the ferry boat right now, crossing from Edmonds to Kingston, and then it'll be another hour and 20 minutes after the half-hour ferry ride, or 25-minute ferry ride, so he'll be home later. Yay. But I've been able to get some stuff done today. Yes. And, oh, yay! There's Crunchberry's Playhouse. Hi, Angel, right? Angel. I hope I got it right. And there's Nathan. Yay. You having fun with tie-dye. There we go. Oh, is Julie E here? Did I miss Julie? Oh my gosh. Yay, welcome Julie. I'm so glad you guys are here. So, feeling a lot better. Oh, Nathan's feeling better. I'm doing better. I woke up bummed, and trying not to be bummed, because I'm really excited for my daughter and son-in-law and for them and this much better job, and for, I mean, a promotion for Annalena and all of that within Boston Scientific. But that means they're moving to Arizona. And Philip really loved, he just, the gray up here gets to him after a while, and but you know, I woke up this morning going, oh, my grandkids are, but I'll be fine. I'll just have to figure out ways to make my way to Arizona frequently. And as they said, they are not going to have grandparents around the corner, so they're just going to have to fly me down there all the time. Yes. So anyway, yes. Oh, Angel, good. I got it. Thank you. I've been practicing that. I wanted to make sure I got it right. I think it's a beautiful spelling and name the way it is. My daughter is Annalena, and people always call her Annalena, but it's Annalena, and so I really try to make an effort for those, and always had students had names that I would ask them, how do you say your name? Well, you can say whatever. No, how do you like me to say your name? I think it's important. Good. Is Julie here? Didn't see her. I thought somebody say hi to that. I know I'm going to miss them terribly. I'm just going to miss them terribly. It's, yeah, so fortunately, Layla and she has a phone that has limited contacts on it, and I am one of the contacts. And plus, with Ecamm and Zoom, we can do stuff back together, and she and I still be able to do our art together. And at least, it'll be over Zoom or something like that. But oh, you know, I thought, well then, cool. Go to them, and they will really appreciate it. Yeah, they do. They're very appreciative as it is. It's just, I grew up with both my grandmothers not far away. My dad's mom, Grandma Walker. I still always called her Grandma Walker. Not Granny or anything like that. Although my cousin Jim always called her Ganny. They called her Ganny. And they had even though Jim was lived in California, they just had a different, she got along better with the boys, her boy grandchildren, than she did with her girl grandchildren. Grandma Walker was an interesting woman. She was the photographer. She was the one who gave me her camera, and we had a real connection that way, and I loved her dearly. But she was hard to get close to talk to in a lot of ways. She was very kind of stern. She was a widow from the time my dad was 5 years old, and she was just a little bit reserved. Where my grandmother, Grandma Melby, yeah, not so much. We did all kinds of stuff together all the time, and they were only a half an hour away from me, and that's a lot closer than a flight to Phoenix or a drive to Eugene. Oh well, I know I've been spoiled, and I'll stop whining about it. I will. I promise I'll stop whining about it. So tonight I have a couple things. I think I'm going to read the story first, because you got to understand why I had bathtub bubbles and all that stuff. And then I'm going to show you what I think I'm going to do for the stream night up here at the Vaughn Elementary, and what you guys think of this for an art project. And but in this artwork, I want you to, it's really, I read the book Balderdash to you, and it is the same illustrator for this book. Her name is Nancy Carpenter, and She was a celebrated illustrator of more than 40 books for children. Her unique multimedia approach to illustration has garnered numerous honors, including 2 Christopher Awards, the Jane Addams Children's Book Award, and she lives in Brooklyn, New York with her family and dog. And she's done Apples to Oregon, which I know I have someplace, but maybe one of the kids has it. Little Bears, Little Boat, Lucky Ducklings, Good Guys, Bad Guys, Queen Victoria's Bathing Machine, which is what I'm going to read, Jefferson and the Mammoth, and First Ladies. But recent was Balderdash. John was the story about John Newbery. And then, so that is what, I'll show you her website right here. So recent was Balderdash, I think. This one, remember, John Newbery and the Boisterous Birth of Children's Books. So that illustration style is very much what you'll see in this, and it really fits with a story about Queen Victoria. Now, the interesting thing about the author, Gloria Wheeler, is she is 98 years old right now. This book that I'm reading was published in 2014. Yes. And she's a poet. She was born in 1923, an American poet, short story writer, and novelist known primarily for children and young adult fiction. She won the annual National Book Award for Young People's Literature in 2000 for the novel Homeless Bird. I think I remember that one. Yeah, we did. We had that in the library. I remember it now. I always have to kind of remember where books were. If I close my eyes to look, it's because I'm looking to the shelves where I kept books, and I'm going around the section to the W's, and I know where Homeless Bird was now. I had 20,000 books in my library, so sometimes I have to close my eyes and visualize where everything was. She here includes many historical fiction novels, and including a trilogy set in Mackinac Island, and a quartet series set in communist Russia. So she's been written up quite a lot, but it was interesting that she was, mainly a poet, and this book is all done in rhyme. So it will require that I have my water handy when I read for it tonight, because getting the rhythm and the rhyme down is always a trick with some of these, but I love the illustrations. They're just so comical. And what's fun about this book is, you thought you were reminiscing, not whining. I'm reminiscing about my grandmother, yes, about the time, and I'm whining about the fact that my kids aren't going to be, or my grandkids aren't going to be as close and still get to do the same thing. So I'm like, and they're, so I think before they planned to, this move has come up, this job promotion came up rather suddenly, so this whole thing is kind of boom. But they had planned a trip to Arizona this weekend for Annalina's birthday, because her birthday is the 15th and mine is the 17th. And so they asked Annalina's best friend Yana to watch the kids this weekend. And I looked at him and I said, why aren't we watching them? And they go, well, you're watching them in June for a whole week. We didn't want to overdo. And now I'm gonna like put my foot down and say, okay, no, between now and the time you leave, I get them. I'm like, I'm gonna be kind of demanding of my grandchildren, which ought to be pretty funny. But yeah, we'll see. You can whine about it anytime you feel like it. Everywhere we are selling our home and thinking of moving to the east coast of Nova Scotia. West coast is too expensive. You know, Dee, I follow a photographer. He's called Photo Tripper, Gavin Hardcastle. And he just moved from BC to Nova Scotia. And he's bought a 100-year-old farmhouse he's going to redo. Plus, he's got his Photo Tripper YouTube channel, but he's starting a new channel called Hardcastle Towers, like faulty towers. And I thought that was funny. Yeah, so I think they're going to try to redo this house. They're going to have that in their channel too. Which, by the way, you guys, if you haven't seen the Monty Python documentary that's out, it's, oh my God, I was watching, it's in a series. I think is it on Netflix? I'm not sure where it is. I'll tell you tomorrow night when I find it again. I laughed my head off last night. You know, they were showing all my favorite skits. You know, the dead parrot, the lumberjack song, the fish slap. Yeah, my kids grew up on Monty Python. When you're old, when you get a call from your daughter's kindergarten teacher, I think it was preschool or kindergarten teacher. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was and she was, because she stood up and sang, well, a couple different songs she sang, but she sang the lumberjack song from Monty Python for her show and tell. Oh yeah, I got a call on that one. I just love it. Mere oak is here and you can grow fruit. Yeah. Deirdre lives, Maria, Deirdre lives up there in Alberta, and she's like, I think really kind of closer to, aren't you? You're like north of Calgary even away. You're up there, girl. I saw your spot on the map the other day and I was going, whoa, areas I want to go to, but yeah. Hey, there's Larry. Okay, so here we go. Story first tonight, called Queen Victoria's Bathing Machine. And just a little backstory on this before I go into this. Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Philip, were very enamored with each other. I mean, they were very much in love. And he spoiled her terribly. Even though she was the queen, but she did. But they were both really quite characters. And this story is based on a true event and something that really did happen. So it's another one of those fun historical, kind of historical children's books, you know, exaggerations. So Queen Victoria's Bathing Machine is the name of the book by Gloria Wheeler and illustrated by Nancy Carpenter. Let me find, there it is. There. Yay. Here's the cover. Oh my gosh. So let me think if I can figure something out real quick. Queen Victoria was Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland from 1837 to 1901. She was crowned queen when she was 18 years old. Her reign was the longest in British history, and the Victorian age was named for her. So there, that goes with this story. Queen Victoria's Bathing Machine. Queen Victoria looked out at the sea. It was blue, it was cool, it was nice as could be. The day was so hot, the sun was so bright. Her petticoats itched and her corset was tight. She whispered a wish, it was only a whim. How grand it would be to go for a swim. Her lady-in-waiting collapsed on the floor. "I've never heard such nonsense before. Impossible," she cried. "It would be a disgrace to see more of the Queen than her hands and her face. How would she get from the beach to the water without showing more of herself than she ought to?" The Queen sighed a sigh. "Oh, I'll give up the notion. I've never be allowed to enter the ocean. For how can I swim if I wear all my clothes, my petticoats and dresses, my shoes and my hose? They'd get drippy and slushy and soggy and sodden, and down I would sink right to the bottom." "My dear," said Prince Albert, "if it is your wish to dabble and splatter and swim like a fish, there must be a way to transport you with ease, while keeping the populace from glimpsing your knees. I'll give you my genius and all of my attention to devise a device, to invent an invention." Now Albert was learned, Albert was bright, Albert was nearly always right. He'd been everywhere from Denmark to Munich. He studied old wars, both Spartan and Punic. His knowledge of battles no one could fault. He'd read dozens of books on the catapult. It hurled heavy rocks into the air, chucking them easily from here to there. "Victoria, dear, it might be romantic to be launched from your window into the Atlantic. Moving so quickly you never would show as much as a peak of your royal toe." "Oh, but Albert, the English, you know how they shoot. Partridge and pheasants, mergansers and coot. Whatever is up in the air they bring down, and roast it and toast it to a crispy brown. To have for their breakfast, to have with their tea. I'm sure you don't wish for that to happen to me." Monty Python. This reminds me of the catapult Monty Python. Oh my gosh. Okay, stop. Just after midnight, Albert sprang from the bed. A brilliant idea had come into his head. "Wake up, dear Victoria, your worries are over. You can swim all the way from Osborne to Dover." They waltzed, they mazurked, they danced a polka or two, then collapsed on the bed with their nightcaps askew. First thing in the morning, Albert got busy. His imperial demands made everyone dizzy. "I must have some wood. Quick, cut down a tree. Dig up some stones and send them to me. Get me a wheelwright, get me a mason. Victoria's splashing shan't be confined to a basin." Albert sawed lumber. He pounded some nails. He ordered 4 wheels, and he laid down stone rails. He constructed a room with nary a frown. He fashioned a porch with steps to climb down. Now see all the kids here. That. They had 9 children. When all was completed, it was fit for a queen. "Victoria, I've made you a bathing machine." "Let me tell you, my dear, what I propose. You enter the back wearing all of your clothes. Off comes your dress, off comes your rings, off come all those unmentionable things. You put on your suit as quick as can be, and the bathing machine will roll into the sea. Once out on the porch, the curtain will hide you while your lady-in-waiting lover hovers beside you. You climb down the steps in perfect repose into the ocean right up to your nose. No one will get so much as a peep, except for the creatures down in the deep." "Oh, you're a genius, dear Albert. I'm truly excited. We'll have all the workmen feted and knighted." She entered the bathing machine by the door. Off came her corset, 10 petticoats, and more. The windows were shuttered from prying spies, and her lady in waiting covered her eyes. Goodbye to the land, goodbye to the turf. Victoria rode the waves and dove into the surf. Dog paddle, butterfly, side stroke, and crawl. The buoyant Victoria attempted them all. She plunged and she pitched, she rolled and she wallowed, with water all around her, some of it swallowed. 2 sailors on a frigate were having a tiff. One said a flatboat, one said a skiff. It might be a schooner that has hoisted a sail. If it gets any closer, we'll give it a hail. It's taking the shape of a soup tureen. Belaying avast, I believe it's our queen. Victoria, unaware of her subjects' surprise, carried on with her watery exercise. Tuna and turtles and salmon and flounder tickled her toes and swam all around her. With a splash and a skitter and a final rinse, the grateful Victoria returned to her prince. And that's the end of that. Now, here it shows. Victoria became Queen of England in 1837 at the age of 18. The Queen didn't much like Buckingham Palace, said it was too stuffy. She liked Balmoral Castle in Scotland and Osborne House on the Isle of Wight. I think Balmoral Castle. Informal residences where she could relax and enjoy the out of doors. She loved to sketch and paint and was quite good at it. Her children were among her favorite subjects. She also enjoyed pressing flowers from her many ceremonial bouquets. On February 10th in 1840, Queen Victoria married her cousin Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, whom she thought very handsome and wise, and whom she dearly loved. Together they had 9 children and 42 grandchildren. The children loved to dress up in costumes and put on plays for their parents. It was Prince Albert who designed Osborne House and supervised its building, making sure to follow Victoria's wishes for a residence that was cheerful and unpalace-like. The Isle of Wight, Osborne's setting, is in the English Channel and is England's largest island. It has a mild climate and stunning views of the sea from its cliffs. Prince Albert believed the sea bathing was healthy and encouraged Victoria to swim. The bathing machine was installed at Osborne House in 1846. In her journal, Victoria describes driving to the beach with her maids and entering her bathing machine, where she undressed before entering the sea. She wrote on July 30th of 1847, "I thought it delightful till I put my head under water, and then I thought I should be stifled." Beginning in 1832, when Victoria was 13, she kept a journal, filling 122 volumes with 43,000 pages of descriptions of her children, her husband, court gossip, and the prime ministers with whom she met. The present Queen, Elizabeth II, has placed the complete journals online. It's great fun to dip in and out of her life and find what she was thinking. Victoria describes at length her love for her husband, Albert, writing, "He clasped me in his arms, and we kissed each other again and again." Despite several frightening assassination attempts, Queen Victoria reigned for 63 years, longer than any other British monarch. She died at Osborne House at the age of 81. After the Queen's death, the bathing machine was used for a time as a chicken coop. It has now been restored and may be seen by all who visit Osborne House. And there is the bathing machine. Look at that! Isn't that just the coolest thing? Oh my goodness. So her websites here, like the englishheritage.org.uk, Osborne Beach, Queen Victoria, and For an opportunity to read Queen Victoria's journals, go to www.queenvictoriasjournals.org. Wow, that would be cool. Victoria's journals.org. Did I get it right? Oops, I can't be reached. What did I do wrong? Queen Victoria's journals. Oh, I didn't. Oh, yep. Yeah, I gotta do the www. Okay, let's show that. So look at this, you guys. 7 decades of royal history. Her journals have all been put online. That's pretty cool. If you're a history buff, this would be something really interesting to read. Because imagine she started her journals from the time she was 13. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. All right, let's see what you guys. 9 kids, yeah. I make a great Queen Victoria. That's pretty funny. Maria, you're hilarious. That's... When the clothes are flying up. Angie comes in about the time the clothes are flying up. Voices spot on. Thank you, Larry. Yeah, I enjoy doing voices. It's always been a fun thing. I wasn't going to attempt to do a British accent very well. I just figured I could put a little bit of a, it could have been watching Monty Python last night. Monty Python. The wonderful thing about Monty Python, and it talks about this in the documentary series, is that nobody was safe, and they went at everybody and everything with equal. Teasing. There was and it's just hilarious. I just loved it. Yeah, and the animation by the guy who did all the animation parts of it. I can never remember his name, but he was only in a few skits, but he did all the animation and stuff like that. And he was from Minnesota. Yeah. Anyway. So that's the story that I had for tonight. Now, I have Tamara's, I think hang on, let me get this up here. There it is. And if I can find this here, let me just preview just a second, go to Tamara's. And I need to... There. Okay. So there we go. Okay. We're going to go. Tamara sent me just now this picture. What did she say? Image 450 is acrylic on a plastic sheet. Drew this on black and then cut it out. 459 depends on cardboard. This is really cool. Oh, okay, there it is. I'm going to see the whole thing there. That one, and then, is this, got a timer on it, hang on. Oh, good. Let me move this over for Tamara, and then I'll bring the other one in. The other one, it's going to take the whole thing. There we go. There's another piece that she's done. Tamara, these are really pretty. Really, really pretty. I hope you're going to include these in your book that you're working on. I have, that is just that line work, that pen and line work. It's just, and then this one's the one you cut out, right? Did the cutout on? Let me see. Your email again says image 450, which I'm not sure which one's which, is acrylic on a plastic sheet. Drew this on the back of it, then cut it out. And 459 is pen on cardboard. Wow. That's cool. Okay. Love it. Okay, you guys. So now I have to get something. I'll put the book over here. Pull this over here. So I have, let me show you what I have for my idea to do at this for the stream night. Several people said keep it simple, so I'm planning on it. What I have here, I'm going to do overhead camera right here for you guys. All right, simple stuff. We'll have glue. Oh, glue, watercolor, brush, water. Okay, I've tried this a couple times and I kind of like it. So the idea will be, and I grabbed some vinegar. I tried doing this with salt. I didn't like the results with salt, but I did kind of like this sort of thing. So this is done with glue and watercolor and writing your name. So I'll show you what I'm going to have the kids do. And your input is well liked. So we'll have the paper, probably we'll have the paper already pre-folded, knowing that the way these things go at these evening events, if the kids don't always come in with a lot of concentration, or a lot of time where they'll come in herds, small herds, large herds, any kind of herds. Got lots and lots of, I was over in the art cupboards today and we have lots of glue. And I'm going to have them use school glue rather than glue sticks for this because of what we'll do. And you take the glue and you write your name. And you can write it in just however you want to do it. But all on one side. This is what I do. Like on that, up against the fold. So I'm going to do a oops. Well, gick. I got a goop in my, hang on. Start over. Chapter 2. I got a goop in my glue. Let's try that again. Okay. So they don't stick together like that. Add wax paper to my list of stuff to take. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do mine in cursive. And then kind of bring it up. So I can bring my name in any way. I can make it go up and down. So I'm just going to do my first name in cursive. Okay. Then we had a whole ton of watercolor. There they are. I have a bag that's about, let's see, let me grab another camera here so you guys can have I can see you guys. Camera overlay. There we go. All right. And I will change it to square. Okay. So I have a whole bag of these kind of paintbrushes. and they're the cheap ones because we're going to be using them with glue. And I'm going to have the kids choose, you know, I'm going to have a whole bunch of flowers around over there that they can choose a color palette with, but then the idea is to go over their name with the glue, with the paint over the glue. You have to kind of keep going in the water and clearing it out. And along and along. And I'm going to ask them to save, see that if they want to do a stem, it can be in the greens. I'm going to have the end, try to do a flower down here. And then I'm going to take more color. Another color. And a little bit of red in there too. And touch up some other places that I might have missed. There we go. A little bit of blue. Have them do that. Then once I'm there, I'm going to add some more green down here. Cool. Then they'll take it, and then they get to squish it. Then you take it and they flip the fold back the other direction. And you squish in and out, whichever way you want. Let's see how this one turned out. And so, yay! That's pretty cool. So then, if they want to add anything else to it, like if they want to add more to their flower or something like that, we might maybe, but have them just do it in one little spot. And see what I get. Oh. Squish again. So I think I'll probably just have them just stick with just the first time on their name, because you can get some really pretty cool ideas with that. So I'll have them either do their name in cursive or do their name in printing, however they want to, in glue. And that's that. Then the other, I had one other piece of paper. Where'd my other piece of paper go? Oh, pull one out of here. Oh, here it is. The other idea I was wondering about, try it this way, is what would happen if I, so somebody had their name, like maybe, maybe somebody's name. They're just doing, like their name is Anne. They're just doing capitals and they go from the inside. Fair amount of glue. All right, what if I got comments on this? Hey guys, I'll be back. Monty Python. Yay. That little ditty, yes. That is, you know, Gloria Wheeler, I'm going to look up some more of her poetry, but I think it's that almost limerick type of rhythm. Let's try a different color. Let's try oranges on this one. Orange. Like, what would happen if they did their name half and half in colors? Like that. And then this is red. And I'm going to try, on this one, I'm going to try spray a little bit of spritz of vinegar. I have no idea what this is going to do. How it's going to react with the glue or anything. Let it sit there. It's starting to kind of spread a bit. And then I want one more color. I want, because I'm making them to kind of look like flowers trying. Oops, I don't have any glue down there. I'll go up a little bit up the center and have glue there up the center, and then black. Let's see what this does. All right. You guys are my, I want to try these out for ideas. Good thing I'm not still teaching. You guys would be having to put up with me doing this a couple times a week. All right, what's this going to do? Ooh. That's pretty cool too. Oh, I like that too. Nice. All right, this will work. Can do symmetry. I wonder what happened if you sprayed the glue on after the... Yeah, the vinegar is making it spread a little differently. It's not spreading like that on this. The vinegar is making it spread differently. Well, that's cool. All right. Well, this will be the STREAM Night project. So STREAM stands for Science, Technology, Reading, Engineering, Arts, and Math. They used to call it STEAM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Then they added STEAM, and then they added Arts, and then they added Reading. So you get STREAM Night. It's very fun. Very fun. All right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think you will. I think this is a really kind of fun thing. Glue and the other thing, Angel, that you can do with this, that it does usually work, is to put salt on it. But I think the watercolor that I had, I either didn't put enough salt on it. I'm pretty sure that that's what I have to do, because when you put the glue on, you have to really pack in this, I mean, like pour salt on it, and I just sprinkled some on. You have to have a lot of salt on it. And then when you touch the watercolor to where the glue and salt is, it spreads the watercolor across in a really interesting fashion. But for this, since it's for this stream night and for everything, and we're going to be outside, and there's going to be lots of different stations for the kids to go to, I need to have something quick. So this will be good, and then they can carry it off. We'll probably get a piece of wax paper to put over it, or a piece of cling wrap. That'll work. Just have a piece of cling wrap to go over the top of it, and then it'll still show and be pretty like that, and look kind of glossy, and not get all over everything as they're walking around. Because last time we did Sumanagashi, we did this, and the kids had to come back and get their things after they dried. Oh my gosh, that was a nightmare. Nightmare. Yeah, cursive will ensure continuous drawing. That's cute. Yeah, if they could do cursive. A lot of them don't, but it is a good kids project. And if there are those who don't know how to aren't ready to do their name, they can also just do a design on half of it, and it's really fun to do this. This is a really cool way to like one, I think, like, okay, let's do one more. Show you this. Well, that's my watercolor paper. This ought to work great. So you can do a design. And it's cool to do it in the glue, I think. And then, but you can also, you don't have to do it in glue. You can do it in just like tempera paint. But like this is doing just half of a butterfly. And my colors are starting to run together because I'm going fast here. Oh, they are. They're getting all muddy. There we go. Let's do this. This is how I often taught what symmetry was in the animal kingdom, especially when we were doing bugs, because they're such a symmetrical animal, and the kids wouldn't understand what symmetry was, the little first graders and whatnot. They didn't kind of get the whole concept behind it, or if they wanted to try to draw them and they couldn't. So you can also do this by just doing two hearts, and then you squish it. And you get a pretty cool looking butterfly. You can do it with hearts, make a heart, half of a heart here, and then turn it around and make another half of the heart. You can do it with flowers, all different kinds. We used to do this with daffodils. I remember doing this to make daffodils when I was in like first and second grade. It's one of my favorite things. So those are kind of cool too. So kids aren't going to do their names, but I think names would be cool because it would be like what the uniqueness of their name and how they can do it and what you get. So yeah, that's okay. Ink works doing this too. Yeah, ink would work really well, but watercolor is safer when you're at an elementary school. And I know I will have kids ages, well, I'll have the students kindergarten through 5th grade at this school, but then there'll be the little ones in the family that are coming along too, and then there'll be some junior high kids come over, and I'll just usually grab the junior high kids and demand that they come help me. And it's this, yeah, Rorschach. So it needs to be something that they can wash off. So I'll have washable glue, and watercolor. That's what we have, lots of this stuff in. I had tubes of watercolor. I thought about using tubes of watercolor and having them, but the tubes are really old and dried up, and I didn't want to open 8,000 tubes of watercolor. I'm back. Ew! The Discovery East has a ton of engineering kid project with ways to explain concept behind it, like with glue building polymers. You know, that would be good, because the other thing that I had over there is that I have one of those big crates chock full of corks, and I was trying to think of a project that would be good, that could be simply done with them with corks without having to have, you know, when you have that large of a group of people, kids coming through, and I'm not sure the level of volunteers that I'm going to have. So you have to watch out for kind of sharp objects and things like that. If I was going to have them try carving things on the on the cork or whatnot like that, I thought of having them make their own chop, like a Chinese chop, and with the corks. But yeah, I think I'll have to save that for a small group activity. Have your email if it's okay. Just let Gretchen know, and I'll get it from her if that's okay with you. Yeah. I like it. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Thanks. Good. Feeling refreshed. Okay, Nathan's back from his shower. He's got to go for his doctor's appointment. And, I've been on for an hour. Oh my gosh, babbling away. Thank you guys for letting me do this kind of art thing. I hope you guys go grab something and try doing something like this yourself. Try with, all the different kind of things. Like try it with this. What can you do with symmetry? How you work on what you work on half of it. How can you get it transferred? I was trying to do with charcoal. There's all different kind of things you can do, but I like this because the symmetry is there. You can see it, but it also is kind of random in a wild way. It's cool. This last one I did with on watercolor paper, which works really well. And you can just keep mushing it and adding onto it. And then you could outline in amongst things. Would be cool to do. So that's what that is today. So think of something with simple things. What can you do with glue and watercolor and a sheet of paper? Paint it, fold it, make a crane, who knows what. Could you build yourself a little bathing house? I love the curlicues on the house that they did. So imaginative. 9 kids though. Queen Victoria had 9 kids. Whoo! Oh my goodness. That's amazing. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Let me check and see if that. And hey Dee, let me know if I can let me know if I can give Tamara your email, okay? Just send me a message, and I will get it to her. All right, you guys, everybody. Thanks so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. It was fun. I have had a good day of doing kind of randomly art kind of stuff and going up to the room. Oh my gosh, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things I tried over there. Oh my God. I just looked up across the way and saw 1, 2, 3, 4 more different things that I tried. This one I tried with salt, and I tried with other kinds of interest. Let me just, I'll grab them. Let me show you really quick, and I'll shut up. Flakes, hang on, wait, I'm coming. Oh, see, I disappeared. I knew look at these. I have to show, see, this is kind of fun. At least I think it's fun. Okay, get this one out of the way. Let it dry someplace here. Okay, this is one of the ones I tried on a smaller piece. And this I did with my name. These are all done with me writing my name in different ways. One of them I did in cursive, one I did in printing, one I did up and down. And then this is the one I did with salt. And it got kind of goopy weird. Didn't do quite what I wanted it to. I wonder what would happen if I put vinegar on it now. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, so you can see that it's going to be one of those things that every one of them will be unique. Kind of like flowers and that kind. So with their names, they'll all look different. Very cool. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening. And an owl and a butterfly, Lee Hang, an owl, and a muskrat. Oh my goodness. We're doing the psychology test another part of the day. Gretchen to be here with you. Oh, thank you, Tamara. I'm so glad that you're like this. Came from 14th Kids. It's on the feed, Gretchen. But yes, that's fine with me. Okay. Yes, thank you. I will do that. All right. Everybody, let's see. That was... I just have to go back. Yes, okay. Thanks, and I will catch you tomorrow night with more fun stories. I have been recording some for when I go to Yellowstone and having them, and I realized that there's just so many stories out there. You guys are just stuck with me, I think. Just stuck with me. Too bad, so sad. Here I am, going to be just reading stories. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for inviting me into your homes and for coming into mine and for playing with glue and watercolor with me and listening to a story and just for having a good time. And thank you. And until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. You know where it is. Go say hi in the mirror because that's where it's looking right back at ya.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous.
That's a good idea, Larry.
We could be